And we're live. All right, everyone. I
Wow.
hope everyone is having a great afternoon. Today's topic, as you guys can see, is going to be the flat Earth versus the globe. So we're going to be going into detail on our beliefs about why. Personally, I'm going to be going into detail on why I think the Earth is flat. I got my brother Swift here with me, also.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah. So we have a mutual friend, Stephen O'Neill. He has a channel called The Secret Books. So Stephen is an evolution theorist. He calls himself the sheep of NASA. He believes anything NASA says. He doesn't need to see evidence. If they say it, if they're in front of a screen, he believes it because his word quote. He expect them to know what they're talking about. Now, I had prior convo. We're all in a group chat. You know what I mean? We've been discussing, sending each other stuff, friendly debate amongst brothers. But Stephen once told me he believes strongly in evolution. He referred me to read the Darwin's theory. Um, that he believes we came from monkeys. I've broken that down, leading back to a creator. He believes in the Big Bang. He also believes in dinosaurs. So now we're going to be talking about flat Earth and the Earth being a sphere. So Swift, what's your opinion on that?
I don't think it's a sphere at all whatsoever because biblically
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't add up, right? We got the book that gives us from creation until
Mm-hmm.
doomsday, and nowhere there does it say that there's cosmos, universes, galaxies. It doesn't speak on any of that.
True, and I'm guessing you're referencing Genesis 1:68, 6 to 8, and God
Yeah.
said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Right.
So that means no space, no the waters from the waters. I mean, it's all there
So why do you think it's such an agenda to push this fear? Why do you think they're doing that?
to get
To
you
make
away
everyone believe in
from
outer
God, to
space,
get you
we're the
away from God.
only, huh?
It's to get you away from God.
Get you away from God, right?
Yeah.
Because if you believe that you can leave this earth, then Genesis wouldn't make sense, right?
It wouldn't exactly. It would debunk Genesis 1. It would make it would there'd be a contradiction.
Exactly. Okay. And do you believe anyone ever went to the moon or left the firmament?
No,
No. Well, and why is that?
because there's no evidence. There's
No
no evidence.
evidence.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Oh wow. So
There's not.
I've seen interviews where they're interviewing all the people the men that traveled to the moon, and they all went back on their word, saying they never went. I've seen stuff where pilots personally saying we live on a flat Earth. So Steven's thing is, then why is it that message being pushed? He doesn't believe in the agenda. He believes if NASA say it is correct. And one of the questions that we've been asking Stephen, like, okay, if there's satellites in space, right?
Uh-huh.
Then why isn't there a picture of the Earth? Why all the pictures are CGI
That's
or
what I'm
Photoshop?
saying. That's what I'm saying. There's not one.
But how is that possible? Like, our brother Steven sent us a video, and he claims this is a live footage of the Earth, which to me was look like completely green screened. But if you can get a live video, why would you have to fake an image?
Yeah, there's none, brother. And it's always the same. It's always the same hoax. It's like, oh, the Earth is too big. You can't like they were at the moon the other day with the Artemis. The Artemis 2 was in the moon the other day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they got nothing. They got nothing. They're sitting there sending us videos of them eating soup, and like, bro, get the camera and put it to the damn window.
I've
Let's see.
seen it. I've
Let's
also
see outer
seen
space.
I've seen what's the name? Also videos of like the cords that have been hanging from them, the strings and stuff that's
Uh
been
huh.
exposed. The fake door. Like you see, like there's a video that's circling around where, and if someone is my wife used to be a flight attendant, she can contest to this. It takes if you try to close the airplane door in the sky, the amount of pressure that is it is it takes a lot. Like there's a
Mhm.
lot of locking mechanism that goes into place. The video that's been exposed of the astronauts quote unquote in space, the door looked like it was a piece of paper. It was a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, brother.
So
It looks like a kid's science fair project. That's what it looks like. I mean, it's not convincing to me.
yeah, not convincing at
It's
all.
not convincing to me at all whatsoever. I mean, there's
And,
no footage, bro. Like we get nothing. It sounds good. It all sounds good. It all sounds fantastic, but it doesn't add up, bro. Like it doesn't add up. If there were, you know, bro, you, I'll put it to you like this:
hmm
the the Artemis, the one that just launched the other
yeah.
day, okay, it apparently went around the moon. Okay, hold on.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. Apparently it went around the moon, correct? When
Yeah.
it came back to Earth, they reported it being like 2,000 degrees, like the capsule when it came into Earth's atmosphere, like 2,000 degrees or whatever. Lava, okay, molding lava
Mm.
is at 1,000 degrees. So it's like it's hotter than lava. Like, bro, that's a hoax.
Yeah, and also too, like people is I believe all that stuff is green screened. You know what I mean? Like just a deception because when you go on the NASA's website and you see their reason for why they haven't been back to the moon, they claim they don't have the technology.
I've seen
So
that video. I've seen that
with
video.
everything upgrading, cell phones, cars, radio, nothing is the same like it was back in the 1960s. And you're telling Elon Musk, right? He's quote unquote, I don't believe that, but he quote unquote did a rocket that went to space. I believe that's all they're trying to break the firmament. Like we see the rocket leaving, and I asked Steven this, right? He was like,
Hmm.
"Dog, the rockets go into the sky." I was like, "Have you ever seen it go into space?" He said, "No." So yeah, you see it take off, but you never see it actually go into space.
Never.
So never. So all that, right? They have all this technology, but you're telling me you don't have the technology again to go back to the moon?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Like, come on, how does that make any sense?
None at all whatsoever.
And his whole thing was okay, if the earth is flat, all airports or airplanes or he said all airports would have to agree upon that. Airplanes wouldn't be able to make it from one airport to the next. How does that
Yeah,
have to do with anything with the earth being flat or round? That's coordinates.
the, like I said, I feel like this would all be said and done. Give us a picture, picture from outer space
Mm-hmm.
to the Earth, and then I'll believe it. Meanwhile, it's a bunch of hocus pocus.
Literally.
You know what I'm
Literally.
saying? Just go all this, bro. The rocket that they launched the other day. This was like 2 months ago that they launched it. This should have been GoPros, top to bottom, 360 all the way around, giving us live footage. We're in 2026, bro. We got nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. They're just like, oh yeah, we're here. All the videos, them in the little capsule. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Oh
I go
man.
down the street here, bro. I go down the street here, okay? And I lose service. And you're telling me they're out there behind the moon and they got service? Like, yeah, Houston, we got connection, Bro, please. They can try to fool somebody else, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna fool me. Bro, like
Yeah.
there's nothing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
There is not one evidence that is like.
No. They'll do the same spiel they do for everything. Researchers, scientists,
Mhm.
the universities. It's like, bro, we don't even know who these people are. You look them up. Oh yeah, it's an astronaut. It's just like, bro, we need credentials. They got nothing. It's just,
Nothing.
John Doe for, they can make anything up anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe anything.
Yeah.
Once you've been caught lying so many times, bro, it's hard for people to take you serious.
Literally. Literally.
You know,
So
they've been
what?
caught. They've been caught lying too many times, bro. Like the gig is up. The gig is up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been caught lying too many times. It's game over.
So let me ask you this, Swift. So we live under a dome. Where you think the edge of the dome is? Because that's was one of his questions that he had. Like, okay, Mervin, where does this dome end? If we live into the firmament, where does the firmament end?
Uh,
I believe it's beyond the ice wall. That's my personal belief. That's why no one is allowed to go there.
the ice wall, yeah. I mean, that's probably, but I mean, who knows? Like, I can't give a coordinate right of like where it ends because honestly I just think it's a long plane, like it's not like it's just long. It can be circular, I'll grant that it might be
Yeah.
circular, but it's not a sphere, it's not a ball spinning. No, absolutely not.
It's like spinning thousands plus miles per hour, and we're the and it's just spinning, right? Like they're saying like right now that we're supposed to be spinning.
I know they
So
say that
so
we're
so so what is
spinning.
gravity then? If we're spinning, how can an airplane take off? Why wouldn't gravity pull it back down?
Bro, I got a better one. Are you ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
I got a better one. If we're spinning, if you are in a helicopter and you rise up and you post for 2 hours hovering, ooh, in the helicopter, how come when you land you're not in another location?
Literally.
If we're spinning, like they make you think, uh, simple. They make you think. They make you think that your common sense is is no good.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we're
And
not spinning. You don't even feel. If listen, if you're in a car, bro, if you're in a car and you go, listen, you don't even need to hit the gas. Okay, you just let off the brake and you close your eyes. You feel that you're in motion, bro. Like you feel it.
yeah.
And
And the horizon when it appears flat. You know what I mean, to the naked eye from a high altitude. Also, too, if you pay attention to like medieval and artwork, the cosmological the diagrams and stuff, they all
uh huh,
depict an enclosed heaven. You know what I mean? Like even like our ancestors, they believed in a flat earth.
bro. The
Personally, I believe this all goes back to like
humanity, humanity,
yeah.
humanity has thought this for centuries, bro. Like the whole globe Earth thing. That's like 500 years maybe this way, like towards
Mhm.
us, like for all these years, we're in 2026. How many years people did, like, bro, they'll say, oh, but they didn't have technology that we have now. Okay, you can
And,
grant that.
and and I got a better one too. When an airplane is flying, I know you've been in an airplane. Does it ever point down? If the Earth is a curvature, wouldn't the nose of the airplane have to be pointed down if it's going right? It never
Say that again.
does. So when you're flying in an airplane, right?
Uh-huh.
If we're on a sphere, shouldn't the front of the airplane be tilted down
At some point to go around the
at
curvature.
some point, right? To go around
Yeah.
the curvature. Well, it
Uh-huh.
never does unless they're never.
No, bro,
And now you can ask any pilot that
airplanes fly in straight lines, bro. That's the fastest way to get to point from one point to another. The fastest way is in a straight line.
in the straight line.
That's why when you get on an airplane, you go up, it makes one little turn, and then it levels out and all the way
Mm.
until it's about to land. It only makes like one little curve. You see what I'm saying? And then it goes to where it's supposed to go.
Swift, are you still there?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. And not to
And
mention all those quote unquote evidence of going to the moon they can't find anymore. And we're
bro,
talking
the
about
one
NASA.
the one just by them saying, Mervin, just by them saying we don't have the technology anymore, we destroyed it, whatever, whatever. Bro, you're telling me the biggest achievement in mankind, okay, man going to the moon, and you guys threw away the wreck? Like, please, bro, like.
Literally, literally.
Like to believe that you're insulting my intelligence. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
Bible.
Like, bro,
You're insulting Genesis 1:68, Job 37, verse 18, Psalms 19, verse 1, Isaiah 40:22. I can keep
yeah, bro.
going.
Like
It's
this
like it all falls back to Nimrod, the Tower of Babel. Get man, we believe in it himself. You know what I mean? That's where you hear talks going around by, oh, you're king, the God is in you, like yeah, all of that. And personally, if you look on the dollar bill, there's a lot of signs on the dollar bill, but it's to all to get people away from God. At the end of the day, however you dress it up, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's
The
the
Bible
purpose.
specifically told us in Genesis 1:6 that we're under a firmament. If there were other planets, God would have
Thank you,
said
boss.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all jibber jabber, bro. They're doing that just to try to get you to just to
And
try.
not to mention, if the earth is round, it backs up the evolution theorists, right? Stephen personally before told me that he believes we came from monkeys. And I was just like, break that down. And he said he believed that over time we became humans from monkeys. Then when he said that out loud, he backtracked and said, "Oh well, we share DNA with monkeys." And I was like, "That's false."
Hmm.
Like, if
Hmm.
monkeys turn into humans, why are there monkeys today?
Yeah, bro. No, no, there's no. Yeah, I've never seen anything change. There's no evidence for that anywhere. Anywhere.
Okay.
I don't see why. I mean, well, it's easy for them to get away with stuff like this because people just believe anything. Actually,
Yeah, people don't
people
want
believe
to. I
anything.
mean, and then especially back then too, there wasn't phones. Steve would be saying, "Oh, Mervin, you go to IG." No, I'm strictly backed up with the Bible. But nowadays, information is information. It don't matter where you get it from. It don't matter who is presenting the information. You can fact check things on your own. Stuff like, you know what I mean? You can back up stuff nowadays with visuals and you can ask questions that probably weren't being asked back then. Back then, you put anything, people didn't even know back in the 1960s what CGI was. You know what I mean? So it was easy to trick. Now, if you go back and look at all them videos, the shadow, who was holding the camera, when you look at the guy that jumped, if there's no gravity, because there's a video of this I'm referencing when the astronaut jumped when he was on the moon, and he literally went probably like less than a foot off the ground. If it was, how is there gravity on space if there's no atmosphere on the moon? It's just so much bullshit. The shadow that's cast in the darkness. Where's the stars at? You know what I mean?
Bro,
It is so CGI.
they'll even say like, "Oh no, it's because of the reflection of the star, the light. That's why you don't see them in the like." They dumb it down. People believe it though.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me that
Let me get one back.
people can believe, and then we're the only life in this quote unquote solar system that have billions and billions of stars, and we're the only living planet that's spinning thousands plus miles per hour. Come on, that makes absolutely no sense.
Absolutely not, bro. It's just hideous that it's just hideous that people even believe it.
Yeah,
But
that's that.
I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Um, One of my conclusions that I've come up with because it doesn't add up, right? But I said, thank you, boss. I said the what it is imagine when you've been indoctrinated something, bro. When somebody's told you something since you were a child, for you to
Mm.
not believe that anymore, it's almost hard for you. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
man, like there's no way I've been fooled, like I've been tricked all this time. Like it's almost hard for you to come to reasoning that you right, like that it even makes any kind of sense. But
Because I ain't gonna lie, I was like that. Like probably 2 4 years ago. It's not that I believed it, but I was like, yeah, we're Earth, and then there's Venus, Jupiter. There's all the planets. We're the only life. Everything else just have gas on there. Like now, there's pictures on literally where they put together the pictures from that NASA pulls of Mars, and it's in a different state in the United States. All
yeah,
those
bro,
have been debunked.
they're composite pictures and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
it, once you have all of these red flags, bro, there's something fishy. Like it has for you to not question. Well, it's like I said earlier, in the chat. If God said it, they don't believe it. But if somebody else with a PhD or whatever, Google says it, it's
And
too good to be true.
let's be clear too. PhD nowadays doesn't hold the same weight as it probably used to. You can buy a degree nowadays. Someone having a PhD, I'm not going to say doesn't stand up,
Yeah,
but
it does.
it
It
doesn't, you
doesn't
know what I'm
though.
saying,
But
necessarily mean that you
people,
know what you're talking about. Anybody can be called a critic, you know what I mean,
the thing is this:
or an expert
people think because you're educated, you have knowledge, and that's not how it works.
is literally not.
That's not the way it works. Education isn't knowledge. That's just memorization. You're just memorizing shit that they've told you. But
And all
knowledge,
this shit
like
goes up.
wisdom,
Hmm.
knowledge, that's something different. Like that has nothing to do with a PhD. I know people that are brilliant, brother, brilliant, but they can't write papers. Like they're just not good at writing papers, like essays and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But they're brilliant.
Yeah, and I would love to ask like Stephen, like, okay, the ocean. Why we never see a curvature of the ocean? Why
Yeah,
does the water settles the water level settles, right?
it becomes water finds level, like to be level.
Yeah,
Yes. hmm If we were spinning as fast as they say we're, bro, the ocean, the water would be everywhere, like
literally.
splashing, splashing, going everywhere. But then they say
And I
no, but
asked Stephen that. I asked Stephen that, right? I was like, so
Mhm.
Stephen, what's holding the water in a place? He says gravity. So okay, so a force that's strong, right? And obviously, I believe gravity. It holds. But if you're saying gravity is what's holding the water in place on this sphere, how can an airplane take off? That same force that's so powerful to hold water in place, why wouldn't it crumble the airplane as soon as it try to lift? Make that make
yeah,
sense.
that's a great point.
A hot air balloon. Okay, you can put it right here at this front door. Thank you. So a hot air balloon. So
hmm
people would be like, well, airplanes have motors and engines. Okay, so what about a hot air balloon then? How can that take off? If that same force that's holding the water into place on this ball that you're saying is the gravity is the reason, like, come on, that would make no sense. If the earth is spinning because water seeks its own level, the water would, yeah. It's like I'm repeating it and I feel dumb.
No, but I mean, bro, you've made the sheer point of it all is there is no evidence.
Yeah.
There's none. Like I said, we're digging too deep. Let's just go basic. A picture. Give us a
Yeah,
picture.
simple as that.
hmm
Dude,
hmm
they've been outer space all this time. Where's a picture of this Earth?
hmm
If the Earth is round, why isn't there a picture of the Earth? Why all the pictures of the Earth are CGI, Photoshop, fake? Why all NASA stuff look like green screen? Why do they not have the technology, quote unquote, to go back outer space if this was done so long ago and everything is way more advanced now? You know what I mean? Like,
It
yeah,
don't add up.
that's crazy to me.
It doesn't add up. But this is a lot of people, Mervin. People, listen. Most people say you're even crazy.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
crazy. There's no way. That's the indoctrination, though. They won't even.
They don't
They
even
won't even do
look
the
this information
homework. They won't even
up
do the
for
homework.
themselves. They just know what they were taught in school
hmm
by teachers that were given an agenda. Because teachers don't teach. They're not teach. They're not really. That's why you think successful people don't send their kids to public school because it's a part of an agenda. They're literally
Yes.
paid what to teach you, and if you go
Yeah.
against that agenda, you get fired.
They have the exactly the agenda for exactly.
Yeah, like come
hmm
on now. We grew up learning that we evolved from monks, like from a rock. It was the Big Bang, and if there was a Big Bang, I'm not like if there was, it was done by God. From God
Yeah.
spoke into existence. I'm not gonna say it didn't happen, but it was handled by the Creator. We did not evolve from monkeys. Like I think people mess and don't know what evolution is, right? So what this is my I'm not gonna this is my version of what I believe evolution is.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use a quick example. Let's say you had an animal. The animal had short legs. It kept getting eaten. It kept having to run all its life. Over time, in probably like 50 to 100 years, that same animal probably will grow longer legs to be able to run from predators. That's evolving. You will never find a cat turning into a bear. That's
No,
not
no,
evolution.
no, no, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? So how can a monkey turn into a man? You wouldn't have monkeys no
It's
more.
because they want the agenda is like science and Scientology, believe in science and modern scientists that they know, but it's like I'm not gonna put my faith in a dude that went to some college. You know how many idiots I see come out of college? You know what I'm saying? I see him you know what I'm saying? There's people. It gets out of control. It gets out of
Yeah,
control.
and I think too, we ain't gonna keep this too long, but I think too when we had also asked the brother Steven about the dinosaur topic too. So he stands on it. Yeah, I believe dinosaurs is real. So where are the dinosaurs? What killed them off? A meteor. I don't know where the rest of them went. And I was just like, okay, you just believe it because scientists tells you that's a dinosaur bone. And he didn't really have a backup for that. He's just like you literally called it out, indoctrination. Like,
Brother, maybe we never know. Maybe he loved dinosaurs when he was a kid, so it's hard for him to accept it. People
yeah,
have action figures and they went to museums and they love it, right? I get it. But
okay.
there is no skeleton of any dinosaur anywhere in any museum. For all those that are like, "Oh, well, what do you
So what do you think they
know?"
are, Swift?
Bro, it's a toy. It's plastic. It's what I'm saying. It's a molding. I don't know what
Because I'm gonna be
ingredients they're
real,
using, but it's
personally.
fake.
Personally, I don't believe in dinosaurs, but I do believe there's a cover up. Maybe it's Nephilim bones, maybe it's dragons. You know what I mean? The Bible does speak as Lucifer transformed into a dragon. When you start breaking down different cultures, it does speak of dragon bones. So I believe, and all that too. If you expose that, it points right back to the Bible. But you know what I mean? That's I'm not gonna say that's accurate. I'm just saying that's my personal belief.
But yeah, I don't believe in dinosaurs at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't believe in dinosaur
No,
whatsoever.
I think it's good for movies, Jurassic Park, all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
good, but no, there wasn't any T Rexes. No sir, no sir.
Mm.
That's fantasy,
Okay.
bro. That's all fantasy. It's like reading a Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
It's fantasy.
And so okay, I know what Steven gonna say. I went to Google and I gave you guys facts and I
Bro,
gave you guys references. So how do you feel about that? He said he
I
could because
got
he's gonna claim he
references.
has references from scientists and
Well, we need names. Give me the name of the
mm,
scientist. Anybody can say scientist.
yeah.
Give me the
Yeah.
name of the
People use that
scientist.
word broadly.
Uh-huh.
Scientist says, like,
Yeah. Give me
stop
the
it,
name of the
stop it.
scientist. Give me the name of the scientist and who he works for.
Exactly. Because when you
Okay.
start breaking it down, it gets weird.
It gets weird. Give me the name of the scientist. Give me who employs him, what credentials he has before you say, scientists, they do research and development. And, that's just using a whole bunch of jibber jabber to convince people. But once you start asking questions, then they're like, oh, you're just being difficult and trying to not deal
Yeah.
with the position at hand. No, we're trying to really figure out if we can put our faith into this person that you're putting out to have the claim that et cetera is the truth.
Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah. This.
you need to do that though, Merv. You need to do that. Always
What?
ask people, like when you hear people say, "Oh, scientists or research and studies have shown where, who, and let me see them."
Yeah.
Because if you don't have them, it's a bunch of hocus pocus.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like anybody can
Mhm.
say anything. I went to the University of Nelly Swiss Technology Development Corporation. You know what I'm saying? That's my PhD from there. Like, who's to say? Like, they're not the gatekeepers of information, bro.
Yeah.
They're
But
not.
This was a good one, Swift. I think we're gonna also jump on his live. So yeah, I think I'm just good. I just wanted to get this off. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll jump over there. We'll jump on.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, nice having you, brother. Good conversation. Nice to
Absolutely,
you too.
brother.
God bless you.
God bless you.